So thank you for joining us. I'm so excited for this call. I'm just going to run through a deck that we have, and hopefully I'll answer some questions, and then we're going to have plenty of time for Q&A later. So to start, my name is Tina Lee. I am the founder and CEO of MotherCoders, and we would love to come to Salt Lake City. So
Yay!
just a little, yeah. Just a little bit about us. Our mission is to help women build up their technical skills so that they can help support their communities, their families, and also, of course, help build up the tech industry. So the problem is that moms are time poor. And a lot of the classes for training right now are fairly inaccessible because they usually happen at night or all weekend. Or they're happening online, and it's really hard for beginners to kind of grasp where they should start and what career path in tech maps to their background and work experience. But we also know that we are in dire need of more tech talent, and we have lots of unfilled tech jobs. And what I heard from Mikkel yesterday is how many were there? 6,000, Mikkel, unfilled tech jobs in Salt Lake City?
Yep, that's what I heard.
Yet we have this untapped talent pool right under our noses, our moms. 86% of women become moms. So this is a population that is just filled with talent and ambition. And this group brings a diversity that so many companies are looking for to help them compete. So just a little bit about the barriers: lack of clarity around career paths, time and money to go to training, figure out what to do with your kids while that's happening, and then also just not knowing anyone who is in tech and not knowing who to talk to if you need support to kind of get started. So we make this training accessible to moms, and if we don't invest in moms, then we're basically missing out on a lot of talent that moms can bring. So I've designed a program using everything I know, including my time at the Stanford Graduate School of Education, figuring out how to use tech to improve learning outcomes. And I built this curriculum specifically for moms who have college degrees and work experience. So in a nutshell, this is what our program looks like. It's a 9-week program, and we turn newbies into rookies. We teach front-end web development, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and that's to help our students get a taste of what it feels like to code, to build something, build the literacy and the confidence. We add to that a lot of context. And what that means is all the industry trends, the business drivers that are changing and pushing tech forward, all of that is really important. Cybersecurity, data science, user experience design, those are all the things that we bring into the classroom to supplement the learning around the coding. And then lastly, we give them each other. It's hard to find other women on the playground or anywhere else who's going to be nerdy like you, and we give them each other. We also bring in women from the field like Trina to talk about their jobs so that moms can hear other voices around how they found their career path and all the opportunities that are available to them once you understand how to code. And what we do with the moms after that is we help them get apprenticeships, we help them get returnships, promotions, and then we have some moms who have started businesses on their own too. And here's a little bit of our impact. So not only are we helping moms and the tech industry, we're also putting a STEM role model inside of every home that we reach. In terms of the moms themselves, we've run 7 cohorts so far, 55 grads in our 9-week training program. We also do standalone workshops and events that have touched over 300 women. And so far, 60% of our graduates have either landed returnships, new jobs, or promotions, all in tech. And in terms of economic impact, these moms have increased their income by an average of 68%. They've received promotions, 19% of them, and we've had a large increase of low-income families. The moms are using their skills to help their community members. They're also using the knowledge that they have to help their kids wrap their minds around technology and how to become makers, and then also guard them against, you know, all the bad things that could happen online because they now have more tech literacy. So just a couple of success stories to show you an example of the moms that we work with. Sarah came to us. She was working in business operations at a tech startup, became a software engineer. Kriska was a marketing director and wanted to get more technical, and now she's a visual designer at a health tech startup. Entianu was a stay-at-home mom after she had her child and returned to the workforce after taking our classes because it just increased her confidence so much. She went in and even negotiated a huge salary increase from what she was earning before. And then, of course, we have our very own Mikkel Blake, who returned to the workforce after she had her 3 kids, and now she is a software engineer at Degreed and helping us lead this effort to bring MotherCoders to Salt Lake City. So just a couple of things to cover about why moms, because I get that question a lot. Of course, they are untapped in terms of being a talent pool that have yet to be invested in. They're also an economic force that's able to change the face of our economy. Now, just a couple of data points. They make over 80% of purchasing decisions, both at home and at work. They are very well educated. 34% currently hold a bachelor's degree. And that number is only going to go up because millennial women are going to be the largest group of women ever, and also the most educated. And right now, 30% of moms aren't in the workforce full-time. And yet they reinvest 90% of their income back into their communities once they are employed. In other words, your diversity pipeline's right here, your innovation pipeline is right here, and anywhere that has places with a tech ecosystem that's in need of tech talent, and also a place where there are educated moms in need of jobs, is right for us. So Salt Lake City, here's our vision. We want to run a pilot with 12 to 16 women. And the project timeline that we're thinking about is kicking off in November and wrapping up in June, with the student and staff recruitment happening over December and the beginning of the year, and then actual training delivery happening next spring. And what we need is $140,000 to help support the program. Now, we do charge some tuition for moms, but by raising $140,000, we're going to be able to offset the cost so that we can provide partial and full scholarships. It normally costs $4,000 per student, and by raising $140,000, we're going to be able to help some moms who aren't able to cover that cost. Beyond the actual cost of running the program, we also depend on corporate sponsors and mentors to come in and help us run the program. So specifically, we run student recruitment events. We bring in people from the field to come talk about things like data science, UX design, cybersecurity, and a host of other issues that are germane to businesses in Salt Lake City. We're going to need someone to host our field trip. At the end of the 9-week class, we bring all our moms on a field trip to a tech company so that they can actually see how a tech team works together and get to talk to some of the people doing the work. And then lastly, it only makes sense that the moms are going to leave this program fired up, wanting to get into tech. So we are also looking for partners who will help us design apprenticeship programs and create employment opportunities for our graduates. I have left a video here. We're not going to go through that because you're going to be able to see that on our website and also here on this deck, which you'll have access to afterwards. And then here's our contact information. So now we're going to open it up to Q&A, but first I wanted to hand the mic over, if you will, to Mikkel Blake so that she can tell everyone her story and share why she thinks MotherCoders needs to go to Salt Lake City.
Okay, great. Yes, I did the MotherCoders program. I was the second cohort to go through, so it was, I want to say, about 4 years ago. I had been home with my kids for about 7 years and was ready to get back out in the workforce, but just really didn't have a good idea of what I should do and what what the steps were. And I came across the program, and it was just exactly the right fit for what I needed. It helped me gain kind of confidence in the industry, and it gave me contacts and, knowledge, a basic level knowledge of lots of fields that I previously knew nothing about. And it solidified my desire to go to a boot camp and become a developer. And so after MotherCoders, I went and I actually did Dev Mountain there in Salt Lake City. I have lots of ties in Salt Lake City, which is why I feel so passionate about bringing this program out there, because I'm also from there. And I just have, all my anecdotal evidence tells me that everyone, when friends found out that I had done a boot camp and that I was now a developer and all these things, that I had many people reach out to me with just kind of interest and with the very same questions that I have, like, how do you do this? What is this even all about? And so it just feels that both from the company perspective, from the tech market perspective, everyone needs more jobs. Everyone needs more skilled employees, and then and just this felt like a perfect match. So trying to make it happen.
Thank you. And Trina, you want to kick us off by sharing your perspective from the employer side on why you're super fired up and putting all this energy into bringing us there?
Absolutely. So having been in the tech industry for 25 years, and over time and responsible for resource planning for our tech organization, the constant awareness of that we are unable to find local talent in technology, as well as the lack of diversity that we're seeing when we do find talent. Both of those things has been, an area of need that, on a day-to-day basis, I'm very much aware of. And on the other hand, so I see this shortage and this demand, and then having been in the tech industry for all of these years, the number of women saying, how did you do it, Trina? How do I get in? I want to get in. I want to work. I want to, get into the tech industry, but not understanding how to break in and what steps they need to take. And these are, to Tina's point, very highly educated women. This isn't, somebody coming straight off the street, no background or time. It's very highly educated, just need to help guide them through the process of transitioning. And so that's why when I heard about MotherCoders, got on board, very passionate about seeing this successfully implemented, as well as understanding the demand that we have in Utah and the impact it can have to our economy here is so high that just taking those first initial steps and pulling together, I just think this isn't just the first cohort. We'll do this as a pilot, but I see this as a long-term investment into Utah and our talent here.